we're going to move on into our last topic of the podcast. And before we officially move into it, I'm going to tell you guys this. During fantasy football season, I'm having this idea of doing, it's either going to be a Thursday or Friday video. I'm aiming for it to be a Friday video of you guys tweet me or tweet us at Most Valuable Pod your fantasy questions all year long, and I will take your tweets and or your comments and answer them on the Friday fantasy edition to get you ready for your matchup. But let's talk a little fantasy football right now, Mark. And if you have the number one pick in your draft, would you take Ezekiel Elliott?
No, I wouldn't for multiple reasons. One, rookie, I have no idea what to expect.
AP?
Two,
you're still taking AP?
I would take AP. I was going to get to it, but I would take AP all day, every day. My team name is, not in our fantasy league, but my other fantasy league is all day, every day. Because
I can't remember what your team name was for us. I think
Women's Soccer is what it was.
Oh, it used to be the something Pistols.
It
used to be something with
it was
Pistols.
An Aaron Hernandez reference.
That's it.
But then I switched it to Women's Soccer. But all day, every day, because in that league, I always got the number one overall pick, and I always take AP. But here's the thing. I take AP because he's trusted. I believe in him. You got to believe in drafting your running backs first. Ezekiel Elliott, he's a rookie. I don't want to overreact to the camp, getting a little roughed up, getting a little banged up. I don't want to overreact to an injury like that. But, it's just, I don't want to be taking that risk if I have like the number one overall pick or the number two pick. I don't really want to take that risk. Ezekiel Elliott, if I have, I hate to break it down like this, but if I have 3 or if I have 4, yeah, okay, I'll take him because Antonio Brown's probably gone at that point. Adrian Peterson's probably gone at that point. OBJ's probably gone at that point. He's like the 4th, 5th, 6th best player in fantasy, projected at least.
And we're not talking dynasty leagues. We're not talking any special leagues. We're talking just a one you redraft every year kind of a league.
Yeah, exactly. Just your random office league, things like that. So, yeah, it really depends for me. I'm not going to take him over Adrian Peterson. I probably am not going to take him over Antonio Brown or OBJ either. But also, let's be fair. I think that Antonio Brown and the Steelers, I have them getting pretty damn close to a Super Bowl. So obviously they're performing pretty well. Odell, I said last year that I didn't believe in him, and then he proved me wrong in fantasy. So now I'm a believer now, and I never want to question Adrian Peterson. If you want to if you want to make the argument about Todd Gurley, I would probably take Ezekiel Elliott over Todd Gurley.
Well, and
just to gamble on it.
With me, I think it's all about personal preference to you for this one. And I know you're probably sitting there going, Ricky, you're copping out here. But for me, with first overall, of course, you don't have to deal with, well, who's someone going to take ahead of me because there's no one ahead of you. I would probably go with AP only because I'm a scaredy cat. I go, okay, I know what I'm getting from AP. I don't know what I'm getting from this rookie. However, there's a part of me where I target a rookie every year. Usually it's a rookie I can snab later, like, ooh, I'm going to go and take this guy, or I'm going to go and take that guy and try to snab him, and he's going to be the next big thing. Odell was that guy. I got him off of waivers a few weeks early before he came back from that injury when nobody was looking at him. Won me my league that year. And with this one, though, with Ezekiel, the only reason why I can say you can think about him with the number one pick is the team he comes into. And it's kind of like, is it fair to make this comparison? No. But it could end up working in his favor where I know he's not the same kind of a back as DeMarco Murray, but when the Cowboys had a decent running back, I'm going to say at least decent, I'm going to say fuck it, a great running back there, he put up great numbers. 1,000 yards for DeMarco. There's no reason why Zeke can't have 1,000 yards in his first season in the NFL with that system, with that offensive line. And that's the big thing. He's got an offensive line in front of him. He's got a quarterback and a wide receiver to take pressure off him. That's the only thing with the Vikings that worries me if Teddy can't connect to the wide receivers, are they just going to put 9 in the box and go after you?
But that's what Adrian Peterson's used to, and it hasn't slowed him down yet. So
fantasy-wise, it's always that chance of he may not get the fan. He may do well game-wise, but then on not fantasy-wise.
The other side of that is Des Bryant's out there. I want to throw the ball to Des Bryant. And I have a great quarterback in Tony Romo. I want them to do this. That takes away from Ezekiel Elliott.
Didn't take that much away from DeMarco.
No, it did not. But I'm saying comparing to Adrian Peterson, where it's Teddy Two Gloves throwing to, I don't know. I'm not that concerned in that case. The other thing I want to think, and I think people are going to probably think I'm overreacting, but Darren McFadden might steal some touchdowns too. Let's not forget about that.
I don't know. I'm kind of worried about it. I thought about it, but
I think he's going to be, people are going to pick him up as their vulture. He's going to be one of those top vulture type of guys.
But I honestly think early on Zeke is going to say, you know what, this is my job. I got to prove it. I think this is more towards the number one, it's all personal preference. I think this year the best pick would be the second pick overall. Because if I'm sitting there at number 2, I'll let you fucking lose all your hairs and have all your hairs turn gray for who are you going to pick, the rookie or the pro. I'll just take whoever you don't. Because if I'm sitting there...
it doesn't matter to you.
If I'm sitting there at number 2, fuck it. Give me AP or give me Zeke.
Unless someone surprises you and your number 1 overall pick takes Antonio Brown or Odell Beckham.
Then I'm taking AP. Then I'm in that same boat and I'm taking AP.
So it's just, you can't really go wrong. I mean, the only thing that could possibly go wrong is he gets hurt.
Well, you could go wrong. You could take Jeremy Langford.
I'm saying between one or the other.
Oh, okay.
Between one and the other. You're not going to...
You're not going to... Melvin Gordon, number 1.
There's no reason why anyone would do that, though. That's the thing. There's no reason why anybody would do that. So
just throw up.
You go Adrian Peterson. You go with Todd Gurley. You go with Ezekiel Elliott. None of these guys are going to be wrong.
That's a better question. AP's number 1. Who's number 2 to you? Todd Gurley or Zeke?
I'd go Zeke. I would go with Zeke too, purely because I think the team is going to be better. I think with
Rams are not going to be good this year.
With the Rams, I don't know. Is it going to be Case Keenum? Is it going to be Jared Goff? Who's going to be that quarterback? Not that affects the running back so much, but it does have an effect on the running back.
But the offensive line is also a lot better in D-Town.
Oh, way better. And just the team is better. So I believe that because of the defense, because of a guy like Des Bryant and Tony Romo, they're going to have games won. And they're going to be able to just run the clock down with Ezekiel Elliott in Dallas. That's the same thing with Adrian Peterson. They're going to be close games, sure, every now and then, but that defense is going to shut down other teams. So Adrian Peterson, he's going to be wasting clock all the time. These two are very equal in that sense. The only thing I think you can say that maybe, you want to discredit about either one of these guys is just that Adrian Peterson, people always say, hey, eventually he's going to drop off because he's old. That's the argument that people always use. And Ezekiel Elliott, it's really just the unproven mystery. You just don't know. Those are the two things you have against either one of these guys, but you don't want to go scared either and just say, you know what, fine, I'll take Antonio Brown.
No, you don't do that. You take, and here's my only advice to anybody, if you're new to fantasy football, if you're not doing this
draft
already,
a quarterback number 1 overall.
Running back. You go
quarterback 1 overall.
There's this guy in our league who always round 1, he'll take a quarterback, and it's either Drew Brees or Peyton Manning. He's going Drew Brees this year. I know.
Well, Peyton's not there.
Yeah, so he's going Drew Brees. But always take that running.
Take Nick Foles.
Take that. See, I always go double running back right off the gate. Running back in the first round, running back in the second round. I won't be able to do that this year because we're doing some crazy brainchild at Mark
We're doing
Weber.
my league rules. My drafting rules are great.
Basically what it is, I'll let you guys in on it, is you pick out of a hat the draft order each round, and then there's a second hat for position. So
each round you only can draft a position, and it's a random order.
If I pick kicker out of the hat, everyone's got to take a kicker that round.
Yeah. So it's just it really tests your knowledge of your sleepers. But it also has a lot of luck to it, which is fun. Because our league is not a pay league. anyways.
Well, I'm trying to push it.
We're trying, but it's never going to happen.
No, it's not.
Too many people that don't want to pay. You guys know how it works. So in that case, you might as well just do something crazy.
Yeah, why not?
And fun.
Why not? And I'm the commish, so I mean, anything I say
really
goes,
what
right?
that means is it's a lot of collusion that happens. Last year, just to let you guys know, I happened to notice that Dave Oster, I believe it was. You guys know who Dave Oster is.
Yeah.
Suddenly had a super team put together of all these players he got from Ricky Widmer out of nowhere.
That was 2 years ago.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So I just gave all my players to the Lions guy, Mike Slewinski. Said, have fun with him, bud.
And it was 2 years. Yeah, no, 3 years ago was that. 2 years ago was when Dave and me swapped to Gronk and Graham. Mm-hmm. And then I changed my team name from Instagram to Gronk if you're horny and went and won the championship.
Yeah. But you know what?
Because that's when Jimmy Graham slept with Drew Brees' wife and didn't do anything for Dave. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes sometimes. But you guys let us know down below. What you guys think of anything we talked about today? Even our fantasy league down below. That's going to do it for the Onside Kick this week. I want to thank you guys. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you for sticking around and watching. I'm hoping all 3 segments. If you haven't, go back and watch them all. If you're on blogtalkradio.com/The Onside Kick or listening to it on mostvaluablepodcast.com, thank you for sticking around the whole thing with us. If you're on SoundCloud, remember, October 1st, we're not going to be here no more. So make sure to go over to blogtalkradio.com/mostvaluablepodcast so that you can get connected with all your favorite MVP podcasts when we move over. We're already over there, but we're officially going to be there exclusively after October 1st. I want to thank you guys for either watching and listening. I'm at Ricky Widmer. Mark is at the Mark Weber. Thank you guys and have a good day, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this MVP podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Most Valuable Pod for more great podcasts.